not. Is it not?
It sounds like it's on. So, first off, thank you guys for coming here. Everybody can do a round of applause again. We'll be lining up behind here. We're going to ask questions. So now we're speaking about the people. First off, what I'd like to say, we started with 7 icebreakers back in 2004. On the series, you guys have quite a bunch of ridiculous rubber screen monsters. Which one was the one that stuck out your spirit? Why are you asking this? Why did they include this? What is going on?
Well, I gotta say that Porky Pig was always very strange to me.
It's Pudgy Pig, not Porky Pig.
Well, that's very prodigious of you, David. It's gonna be like that. Pudgy Pig was crazy. What did he do? He swallowed our weapons and then we gave him radish and he picked them back up. Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of monsters probably fit that category of like, why are we fighting this thing? Like the pachinko machine was a weird one. The eye guy.
The purse. Remember the purse?
There was a purse.
And there was something that looked like there was a oyster riser. Was it like the oyster thing? It was just big and pink and had a little, anyways.
Here's what you really need to know. We all have PTSD from the monsters on the show.
That's true. Okay, next question.
This is for Austin. And I heard you started that question before, but I'm asking everyone. Have you ever seen the Japanese 22 right here?
I recently saw one episode in anticipation of meeting Genki. And you.
And what was your favorite episode of MMPR?
I mean, I think I would have to go back to the pilot episode. Because for me, I was surrounded by experienced staff, experienced actors. Everybody had more experience, including in life, than I did. And
You telling me?
we'll talk later. Approach the bench. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for your question.
I asked the newly announced hiring for Steve. Do you hope that either A, you can have cameos, or B, if your characters are being played by younger actors, who would want to play your character?
I guess I definitely would love to do a cameo in the reboot. I think that would be awesome and amazing. I can't tell you who I want to be my character. I mean, I don't know. I think they need to be teenagers, right? So it's somebody up and coming, and I can't say that I'm knowledgeable enough to come up with somebody that specifically stands out to me. But I just hope they're awesome.
I think I feel very much the same way. I couldn't tell you who would be me, or me like Walt. I just hope he's amazing and raps it out. And that's the way it goes. If there's a cameo or some sort of roll off, whatever, it's definitely something I would have to take a hard look at.
And I would like Theo James to play Billy. I think that'd be pretty hot. Obviously, he'd probably be a better Red Ranger, but that would be cool. And then the cameo for sure, I would definitely take a look at it and would be open to it for sure. Thank you for your question.
Walter, Austin, and David, thank you for being here today. But for this next question,
Do you have notes?
You're reading it off your phone?
Because I don't want to start.
Okay.
But for this next question, I would actually like to hear an answer from Zach, Jason, and Billy. It's been about 20 years since we've heard from these characters. What is it like to be a retired Ranger?
Everybody be familiar with Marine Corps? I'm going to answer as Jason in just 1 second. But you know that you never find an ex-Marine, right? They're retired Marines, right? So that's how I feel as a Ranger. What would Jason say, being a retired Ranger? He would say, Switzerland is nice.
Oh man, I can't pass that up. What do I do now? It's just like, man, Hawaii's nice. I mean, like, Jamaica's nice. Shit. No, Zach, I don't know. I need a higher voice. Hey man, Zach, growing up at this point, I don't know, 21 years later, thinking, where's Angela?
And what is your name?
Richie.
Richie, thank you for your prodigious question. I will affirm your question by saying that although you think I may have retired as a Ranger, I really haven't, because I went off into space. And I've been traveling quite extensively. And if you really knew what was going on with me and what I'm creating and inventing, I think you'd be a little hesitant about calling me a retired Ranger. Okay, everybody help me remember Richie. Thank you.
Well played, sir.
It's been nice knowing you.
He's in the midday, that's why he had okay.
Billy definitely kept in touch with Zach and Jason, but we're all eager, Chef.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all one team, man. And I don't mean the first 5. I mean, there's 100 plus. It's all one team. So, and why wouldn't we? You know, as far as what I learned in Switzerland, they got the best chocolate in the world.
Angela's not there either. I would say what we learned at the Peace Conference is just how to be more, to share our love in the world even more. I mean, because it's an international Peace Conference, we met lots of people. We learned to share our gifts of what we were learning being Rangers and help implement that worldwide, bringing peace to the world. What up?
Alright, so I know some of the original Rangers might be in talks about coming back to 9 charge. And I was wondering if you guys, if you had an opportunity, would you want to come back? And if you do come back, what color would you guys like to come back in? The original award, there's a lot of different colors for that insurance.
Well, I can only speak for me, but they shoot the show non-union, and I'm a union actor, much like a lot of actors, so we're not really able to shoot a non-union show unless we break ties with our union, which can penalize us in some ways. So unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to go back because of that, and I would still be the Blue Ranger going back. So.
How many colors are there? I was looking at this, sorry. I was to come back for any reason, if I could truly maintain that thought, and there might be some conflicts in my head over that, I would want to come back. Yeah, I don't even know. Part of me would want to come back as the OG Red. But then the other side of me is like, let's walk the wild side and make something crazy. So, yeah, I don't know. Another goal, another, I don't know. Do you have polka dot rangers? You know, purple.
Gold and red at the same time. And purple.
Cyan Ranger. I have the same predicament as David. If it was a union thing, I would love to go back and be part of the show. I mean, it was the beginning, and I would love to go back and be part of it and grow with it even more. The problem is it has to be union, and I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. And if I were going to go back, if I were going to go back, I think I would want to go back and be the OG Black Ranger still. And then the Green Ranger, and then the White Ranger, and then the Blue Ranger, the Pink Ranger. That'd be okay too. What do you think about Cyan? Cyan is nice.
Thank you. What time?
You tell me.
Forum time.
Craziest or most disgusting?
You don't want to hear that.
I have a gross one. So at some Comic-Con, I don't remember where, somewhere in the world, this girl wanted me to sign her jeans, and she put them up on my table, and there was a big wet spot in the crotch. Like she had just peed her pants, went and took them off, and thought it was the best time to bring them to me. And I did sign them, so.
I'm gonna follow. I don't have a gross one like that. What was the question? Craziest fan experience. I gotta tell you, for me, after being gone for so long, it was coming back this time and being absolutely blown away by each other of you. Walt told me it was here, but it was still going on. I was still in the Middle East when we had the phone conversation, and you guys just still blow me away. That to me is absolutely crazy. Every day I go out there and see you still standing in the line. I don't know how to respond to that except to say thank you. That's crazy. Real quick, I'm being told I need to go back to my line, but I wanted to stop by and show the love and learn about cyan and orange. And if you see the Orange Ranger, or if they're posting a job opportunity, maybe we'll come up with a jail monster or something. Anyway, thank you for having me. Take care.
He's asking Austin to give it more for one time. Are you ready?
It's Morphin time!
Did you say that? Don't you say something like dinosaur or something? story. Good thing. Well, you know what? There was one time where I was in a mall, and I was walking down the street, and I was walking down the mall, and this lady was there with her little girl, and they were both pretty, you know. And the little girl goes, "Excuse me, my mom just got her purse stolen." And I went, "Oh man," and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, is there anything I can do?" She goes, "You're a Power Ranger, do something." And I was like, I think I left my morpher in the car. So this thing's not working. That was kind of crazy, just because I felt bad. I was like, I want to help, I want to do something. And this little girl obviously expected me to do something. And there wasn't much that I could do. I mean, the guy was gone, they reported to the police already and everything. But that was kind of crazy for me, just because I thought, man, I can't live up to my reality right now. I can't live up to my television personality. But that was kind of crazy.
Just get close to it.
Before I ask my question, I just want to say that the Blue Ranger was my favorite Ranger. I know a lot of people like the Red or the Green Ranger better. I like the Blue Ranger.
I was there.
I would do.
Yes, he said you go first. I would do.
Can I do the Big Bang Theory with my Like maybe all those guys really are superheroes, you know? That'd be cool. And I get to be like the real Wheaton, only Billy. That'd be cool.
I would say probably Mighty Morphin meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
What was your name? Matt? Okay.
Hello.
Isaac, I had an opportunity to ask this question yesterday to Walter, but Mr. Yost, I was wondering if you could kind of recall 1994 at Universal Studios. I was there with friends.
Wow.
And I was in the kind of the madness of that audience. I was like in the husbands. And I was just wondering, I was hoping to get to hear from Mr. St. John as well, but just wondering what your take was from being on stage.
It was one of the most overwhelming experiences I've ever had in my life. I don't remember all the specifics of the day, but I feel like we were only scheduled to do one performance that day. And because we sold out Universal Studios and we backed up the 101 freeway here in LA, like I think in 10 miles in each direction, like that was like, wow, what's going on? And then I think we did 7 or 8 shows that day, I don't remember, and instead of the one. And just every time we came out on stage and we heard all you little kids just like screaming, like we were at a Justin Bieber concert. It was pretty intense. And you know, at that time, I didn't really understand like what the television show meant to all of you guys. And I'm very grateful that 20 years later, I get to understand what an amazing impact Power Rangers had on your lives and how it influenced you. So obviously, we're all very humbled by you guys. And like Austin said, I'm just so grateful to be here and to get to meet you all these years later. So thank you. I'm glad that you got in.
Yeah. Actually, I did a little bit of research last night after I asked the question, and I actually found the numbers because the article is still online.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, inform me, so I don't lie to people.
Universal Studios intended to sell only 1,600 tickets, but over the course of the shows, they sold over 35,000 tickets.
That's like a city. Like,
Yeah,
You said 1,600 to 35,000.
35,000, man, when I was a number.
Doesn't make sense, but wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were actually standing, I remember, on an edge like this one, and I remember standing next to me on the steps.
Just like hanging
And the
out.
amphitheater, yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty insane.
Yeah, for those of you that were not there, that did not have this experience, I can tell you this, from being on the stage, it was crazy. It was like being a rock star, because they would say, here he is, he knows the power of the mastodon. He is Zach, the Black Ranger, and the crowd went, and I jumped down, there's flashes everywhere. Take off your helmet and just like flashes. It was like, I thought this is what it feels like to be friends. It's crazy.
Did they never Prince?
No,
Or my good friends.
Oh, okay, good.
take it.
Prince, thank you. Good question.
Hi, David. It's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
I'll drive.
What was it? I saw your video of the Ice Butt Challenge.
Who?
Yours.
Oh, mine? Okay.
After I watched it, I was like, whoa, it must have been cold.
You haven't dumped a bucket of ice and water on your head yet?
Actually, for the therapy program, Help Show, I started running, and I almost went into the horse trough
Really?
because it was so blazing hot.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You probably don't want to get in a horse trough though. It's pretty cold. Yes, but it was cold, and I was very happy that Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson both called me out and had me do the ALS challenge. So I was happy to do that, and I also donated the money, so that was a lot of fun.
You guys are going to push us, both of you, to the PowerMorphicon. My question to both of you is, what was your most memorable moment on pre-training?
Shit, that's gonna be bad.
Yeah. We had lots of different experiences together. I think one of the things I remember after we left the show together, because that was like a trying experience for all three of us, Austin, Twee, and myself, and we were spending a lot of time together, and we did these videos. I did a hip hop video, Austin did a martial art video, and Twee did like a Tai Chi video, and so we worked on each other's videos. And in my hip hop video, there was a point her energy was so relaxed and tranquil. I had all these kids. I was working with the kids. I was teaching these kids to dance, and then Austin and Twee came and they visited, and Austin comes in and he's pumping it up. He's gonna dance. He does this dance and he's doing martial arts to the music, and it's all cool. And then Twee goes and she does she's talking to the kids, and all the kids just love her. It's they went from Austin's energy to Twee like this. Just her energy was so amazing, and then she went out and she did the splits, and everybody clapped, and it was so nice. And it's funny because we had a lot of moments together, but that moment sticks out of my brain just because I remember looking at how all the kids responded to her and how much she was adored.
Yeah, I mean, Twee was very nice, very sweet. I thought she had an amazing laugh. And it's just so funny because there's one line that always sticks out in my mind, and people always quote it to me on Twitter and stuff like that, because I often take fans hiking with me. It's called Hiking with Fans. And so everybody always tweets to me, Billy, you're too high up. When we were filming that scene, I just I can remember that scene because it took Twee, I don't know why, but a few times to say that line, because she kept saying, Billy, you're too way high up, and it's just supposed to be, Billy, you're too high up. So I filmed it over and over again, and she and I just kept laughing and laughing. So it's just funny that all these years later, all the fans started tweeting me, Billy, you're too high up. So I always think of that scene that Twee and I were doing, like it would be one of our bloopers, if there was a blooper reel, and she and I were just cracking up. She had an infectious laugh, and she was super sweet, and she loved to brush her hair. And, she introduced me to some paper that you pat on your head to get rid of the grease. Because I guess I had a greasy head. And she introduced me to that. So I have a lot of good memories of her. Thank you. Good question.
Yeah.
My name is Armin, and I have a question for David. In season 3, all the team got turned into kids. And I was curious if you ever worked with the kid that played Billy, and how to ever talk to him, and if you could talk a little bit about the 8 episodes or so that you worked with the whole team as kids and what that was like.
Sure, I did. I mean, the little kid Billy and me, I don't think we were never on screen together because but I did meet him because we would often be filming on the same day because of the way that we film TV shows. He was a really good kid, and his mom was famous. I can't remember what her name was, but I think she was a news anchor here in Los Angeles. And so it was fun to get to meet him and give him some pointers on how to play Billy. And then working with all those kids for 8 episodes. We drink a lot of soda. And eat a lot of sugar. Was interesting. But no, they were all good kids and they were a lot of fun to work with. And I actually enjoyed it a lot. So it was a fun 8 episodes to film with them. Is that cool?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I was 9 years old when I began watching the show, and I just turned 30 this year. Wow. I don't look it.
Not at all.
No. I am 30. So my question is, how did you guys, well, when you're growing older, you find that your metabolism's changed and it's harder to...
Go easy here on this. I'm gaining a little weight, so I don't want to hear...
You guys are great, and I want to know how you guys keep fit. How did you guys keep fit when you were on the show? How do you maintain it at this point?
How do we keep fit?
Yeah. How was it different from when you were keeping fit when you were younger?
Got it.
It's kind of the same, really, for me. I mean, I've always been really active. If I wasn't doing martial arts, I was dancing. If I wasn't dancing, I was hiking. If I wasn't hiking, I was swimming. You know, so like, I just love being active. You know, I like watching TV too, but I like getting out of the house and being part of things. So I dance. I do a lot of dancing. I'm a world champion salsa dancer. So salsa is one of the things I love and I do, and I go out at night, I'll dance, I do all different kinds of styles. I do salsa, bachata, merengue, swing, kazumba, like different, I'm learning tango, and so yeah, that kind of keeps me in shape, or taking martial arts classes.
Cool. I mean, honestly, probably the best exercise is just lots of sex. I was just checking to see if you guys were awake, that's all. Sex, actually, it's good. You know, I run, and I lift weights, and I go hiking a lot. So if you guys live in LA, and you want to go hiking, send me a message on Facebook or Twitter, and we'll hook something up. You know, when I was on the show, when you're younger, things are a lot easier. And as you do get older, you have to really, for me, I can only speak for me, I have to stay on top of it. So I run marathons, I have. Probably just doing half marathons at this point, and lifting weights. So, and I was lucky because I was a gymnast, easy tiger. I gotta try to compete with you 20-year-olds, so. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
My question is, if you guys had the opportunity to produce and write a new season of Power Rangers, what would your theme and what kind of power would you get?
Well, if I had a chance to do it, I'd turn them all into puppies. They'd all be puppy Power Rangers. There'd be a Chow Chow, there'd be a Doberman, there'd be like a Rottweiler, there'd golden retriever, and there'd be a chihuahua. And they all have different kinds of barks.
That's great. That would do really well with like 3, 4, and 5 years.
You got it.
Even sell plushies. Like So if it was me, that's a good question, and this is just off the top of my head, I think I would base their powers on planets. So they would each draw a power from a different planet. Has that been done as a show already? Like, am I stealing it? Who? Oh, okay, my bad. I gotta go back to the drawing room and I'll think about it, but thank you. Thank you.
Question is actually for you.
That boy's got a deep voice.
I want to know, is it like being a black card?
What's it like being black and being a black ranger? Well, you know what? It's actually really cool. You know, there's a lot of people take it and they make it into lots of different things. TMZs, it's pulled me over a couple of times and say, hey, Power Rangers are prejudice. You're a black ranger. I'm like, it wasn't prejudice. I was a superhero, right? So if it was prejudice, I would have been the bad guy and everybody would beat me up. That's not what it was. I was saving the world from, you know, whatever. And I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, which is a predominantly black city. So, you know, I'm proud to be black. And I wore a black suit, which was a really good color on me. Wearing a black suit made me even more proud to be black and to represent for people of color that, you know, I was the first African American superhero. So, you know, black ranger, black suit. Is that? You still break dance? I dance also a lot more. Yeah. No, I can still pull a move out or two, but I'm not. Man, this is what's cool about the show as well. One of the cool things about Zach, the Black Ranger, having hip hop keto as his dance style was the fact that I think it elevated a lot of people in a lot of ways. I mean, just like we elevated martial arts, there's a lot of more people that got into martial arts and tricking, like doing flips and stuff like Jackie Chan, like us. They emulated us, so they saw us do flips and twists and spins and stuff when we were fighting and you know, flipping over putties and doing all this crazy stuff and doing martial arts at the same time. It became more of a style. So now you see people do martial arts and they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I went to an audition for a martial arts thing, and these guys just passed me up. I mean, I was like, wow, I'm glad I inspired you, because I can't, you know, like, they were like hopping on one hand, throwing kicks, so I was like, okay, well, that's not something I can do, you know? But, yeah, I think it was really cool that we've inspired people to dance, to do martial arts, and, like, parkour, which is, you know, something altogether different, is also kind of implemented. It's the physicality of what we saw, what we did on the show that made you kids go out in the backyard and jump off stuff and kick things and, you know, do flips, exactly, practice it. So breakdancing also goes into that because it's the physicality. It's like jumping, flipping, manipulating the body to do different things that defy gravity. So, yeah, it's, I don't break dance anymore, but I'm so proud of the people that do, and I enjoy the respect I get from them in that community. Oh, look at this.
I gotta take off shortly, but I just want to say nothing's cooler than the original cast.
Guys, this is Danny and he's one of my best friends. He was Austin, and we were all living in the house. Me, Austin, and Danny all lived in the same house. He was actually in the Black Ranger suit half the time, as working as a Black Ranger, kicking, and bad boy. He's been a stunt coordinator. He's working for everything right now, Disney, and he's got like 5 shows, everything from Mighty Men to Bear Kings, and his Hey, what shows are they looking out for? What show are you working on? Lab Rats? What else? He's a very busy boy, guys. He's right there too. See you later, dude.
Hi, what do you
Hey, my name is Kevin. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for being here. Like all of some of us here, we watch you guys when we were little, and you guys have been motivating me. I remember at one point in life where I kind of gave up on life, but I decided to pop you guys in the movie to be my last minute. I watched after seeing that and never to give up, so thank you guys for that.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. And my question is, I have two questions for this one. Did Austin ever borrow your socks and did he give it back?
I wouldn't let anybody wear my socks. I don't think he ever borrowed my socks, and that means.
Are you asking both of us this question?
Yeah, both of you.
I don't know why Austin would borrow anyone's socks.
He can afford to buy his own.
I just have another source that he used to doesn't have socks on set, and he will borrow someone's socks and never give it back. And he'll go home and have a pile of socks. Yeah, remember that?
I don't know anything about that.
But thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right,
Real quick, guys. Real quick questions.
First of all, I want to welcome you guys. It's great that you could come back and do this panel.
Thank you.
It's a great reunion. And my question is for the greatest original ranger of all, David Yost.
Yes.
Well, when we got to Zio and Billy went from ranger to technical advisor, it was kind of a major transition for us. Personally, I didn't mind that he was a ranger. I was just glad that he was still there.
Thank you.
My question is, what was that transition like for you? What was it like for you to go from ranger to full-time technical advisor?
Well, it wasn't anything really different than I had already been doing. Billy was always sort of a technical advisor. I just didn't expand that song anymore. That's all. So, in some ways, that was not too bad. Good question. Thank you.
Hey guys, just to let you know, after we finish, we're going to be doing a photo op, so if you guys want to come and get a photo with the three Rangers, please come over and check us out.
Yeah. Right after this one.
Right after this.
1 o'clock. So it'll be Austin, Walter, myself, and I believe Karen might be there too, the second yellow ranger.
Yep.
Go for it.
How much space?
Absolutely, I would love to stay together. My biggest regret is that we didn't do the movie together. That would have made the movie even greater than what it was. You know, I mean, not to take anything away from the other cast members that did it, but you guys grew up. We introduced the show together, and the movie was supposed to be us, but it wasn't us. That was disappointing to me, but. Yeah, I definitely would love to stay on for a little bit longer and to have grown more and see the other adventures we would have had together.
It would have been nice, and I probably would have liked to have finished out the Zio series, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. But I mean, I was on the show for a long time and I had a great time. So thank you, great question.
My question is, like, you're both still in really good shape. You mentioned you're doing all this stuff you do. So, when you're like working out, you ever come out the Power Ranger thing?
The Power Ranger thing? Yeah, you know, I got loaded up into my Walkman and Walkman, what's a Walkman? My iPhone, I'm sorry. No, I don't. I think that'd be a little weird, don't you think? I mean, I will tell you though, like, wherever I am in the country, I'll be at airports, I'll be in Starbucks, I'll be somewhere, and people have the toot 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 going off all the time. Yeah, I think they're screwing with me. It's kind of nice, but no, I don't work out to the Power Rangers.
I don't work out to it either, but I do enjoy it every time I hear it, meaning it's a catchy tune, you know, and it's got that driving bass, and I feel like it makes me want to move like this rocking out, you know? I like it.
Thank you. I wanted to be a working actor.
Yeah, it was basically an audition. We had agents, or no agents, but we auditioned to be on a television show. We didn't know it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. In fact, it started off as
Dino
Rangers, something like that. So I didn't know what it was, but I was excited to be on a TV show. And when I heard it be a superhero, I was like, I'm down for that. Kidnap Tommy.
Kidnap Tommy? Okay. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Good work.
What do you think about the replacements after you guys left the show? My personal opinion, I thought it was all boring. I mean, I'm not saying they like it.
Yeah. They have huge shoes to fill. I mean, like, again, it was like, yeah, we had already challenged with our energy and our person. So I think they did a great job, actually, because they are well loved. It's, as you can see, Steve Cardenas, Karen Ashley, Johnny and Rosh, they have fans just like I have fans. They were well loved, and I think they did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, the original cast, we did have amazing chemistry together. So it's hard for those actors to come in and try to match that chemistry.
Right.
Thank you. No. Sorry, it's disappointing.
Our final question.
Okay.
Hey, David.
Hi.
Thanks for your original ice challenge, but this goes to Walter.
Okay.
Which Austin is here for, too. This is your official ice bucket challenge.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
I just want to say it's an honor to be here with you guys. I grew up with you guys. I'm 20 years old now. I've watched you guys for like 5 years old. I just want to say thank you first of all.
Thank you.
And my question is, who's like your favorite hero? Like, who would you team up with? Like superhero?
Superman.
I would be Superman. Yeah, we're all about Superman.
I've always wanted to fly. I'm like, I want to fly like Superman. I was dreaming about it, so.
I also like Underdog. I don't know if you guys know Underdog. Thank you.
I'm going to give one last round of applause for our guests.
Is Richie still in the room? Richie? Come over here, buddy. And what about Matt with one T? Matt with one T? Oh yeah, he's here. Cool. So I'm going to give you guys a couple prizes because you guys asked what I thought were the better questions. Well, everybody asked great questions, but these were my favorite questions. So one of you will get the comic book signed by Austin, Walter, and I, and one will get our keys that are signed by Austin. And again, come forget to do photo ops with us, come do that. And otherwise, come to our tables like in about a half hour, 45 minutes, and we'll be happy to sign autographs and pictures. What is it, Jordan?
That was